Hello little buns, it is Steph, welcome back to my home. I have here my parents, my father, my mother, the whole collection for $9.99 only. Call now. And today we're going to do a video together where I tell them different trans terms or trans terminology. They guess what it means, then I tell them what it means because they'll probably get it wrong and it'll be funny. We are also drinking Pinot Grigio. Why don't we jump right off the bat with the term.
Hi! We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this announcement. Stef Sanjati, brought to you by Quid. Quid is a brand new app for iOS and Android where you can collect cool stickers, cards, and toys all on your phone for free. Do you use emojis and stickers when you text your friends? You should. Quid has thousands of free stickers that you can't find anywhere else, from cool shows like Rick and Morty or killer games like Five Nights at Freddy's. Killer games. Killer. Do you collect those super fun Funko Pop toys with the dead eyes that look like they will steal your soul? Quid has tons of digital toys too that you can collect and trade all on your phone. Some stickers, cards, and toys are really hard to get. Super, super rare. But the good news is you can find people on Quid and trade for their super rare cards. Amazing. So cool. Community, social interaction. I love it. I love it so much. And here's the best part. New stickers, cards, and figurines to collect every day. Coming soon, Steven Universe and Adventure Time. You know you want it, girl. You know you want it.
FFS, do you remember what that means?
I do.
Yes.
What is it?
Do I have to buzz in?
No.
I might get the order wrong.
That's fine.
Feminization, facial surgery.
That's close enough.
Feminization.
Yes, facial feminization surgery. Good start. AMAB.
No.
Just guess. I know you don't know what it means, but just guess. There's also an AFAB.
Is it amphibious? Red track?
No.
A male.
Androgynous?
A male augmentation breast? I don't know.
Interesting. A male augmentation breast.
I don't know.
I'm
Those are.
Do you have a guess?
Not at all.
Okay, AMAB stands for assigned male at birth. Similarly, AFAB stands for assigned female at
Well, I'll
birth.
get that one right when you say
Yes,
that.
well, it's basically the right way to say born a man or born a woman because, like, technically we're not born that, we're told that we're that. You know what I mean? You guys know? Yeah. They know what's up, but that's how you describe that, is assigned male at birth, AMAB. It's just shorter to type.
That makes sense.
Yes. All right. SRS.
Oh, I know this one. Oh, sexual reassignment surgery.
Yes,
Right.
very good. Do you know what a gender confirming surgery is?
It's to put you to the gender that you are.
Not exactly.
Pass.
Pass. Okay, gender confirming surgeries are kind of an umbrella term for surgeries that a trans person might get to feel more comfortable or to feel less dysphoric.
So
That's what I said.
You said to become the gender they are, but they're already that gender. The surgery is to make them feel better. It relieves mental health issues.
All right.
Similar to what you said, but it's important not to create the illusion that we're changing gender because it's that we're always that gender, we're just becoming more comfortable. We're representing ourselves better. You know what I mean?
Got it.
You got it? Cool beans. HRT.
Hormone replacement therapy.
Very good. Hormone replacement therapy. Gold star for the whole class.
drink.
Okay. I had another one. Fuck. No.
Female uterine cleansing.
Clan.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Cleansing.
No. You know what a GAF is?
Gender.
It's not an acronym. It's a word.
Oh.
Can't say I do.
Do you have a guess for what a GAF might be?
That's
Somebody who's acting?
Teeth.
A script or something?
A script or a space between your teeth. That's really great. A gaff is a special kind of underwear originally made for theatrical performers to
Conceal?
their penis. So people wear it to keep things in place.
Okay.
To shove it in your body and then you keep it there.
We get it.
Okay.
Got it.
What is tucking?
It's tucking your
Yeah.
penis
Yeah,
away.
You're good. Okay.
Manual gaffing.
Yeah, but you usually use a gaff to keep the tuck in place.
Oh.
Or you can just use 2 pairs of underwear, but that's just too much. What's a packer?
No.
It's not for...
No.
This is for
Don't go
trans
there.
men.
For
trans men, so not me. The other end of the spectrum, like Chase.
I guess it's a
would they?
prosthetic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
prosthetic.
I used the real word, not the
Packing.
junk. Not the junk.
It is a prosthetic that trans men can choose to wear to give themselves comfort, you know,
You kinda gave me
emotionally.
a hint.
Yeah, did I?
Yeah. It's for
Trans men.
Well, yeah, okay. All right, okay, fair.
We got it.
All right, what's an STP?
Sexually.
No,
Um,
it's much more simple than you might think. STP.
Trans person.
No,
Something trans.
single
person?
trans person.
that's interesting, but that's not what it is.
No.
It is a stand to pee device. So trans men
Oh,
can
I've
use it to
seen
stand to pee at a
those.
urinal.
Yeah,
in
I've
a
seen
toilet.
them on
Yeah.
the computer.
Well, okay. A lot of cis women use them too, just because they want to stand to pee. They don't want to fucking sit down in gross toilets. You know what I mean? But it's that's what
Got
it's
it.
for. Intersex.
Intersex. Is that someone who's both sexes?
What do you think, Dad?
Inter is a prefix that means
It's a prefix that means what?
between.
I think it might actually. Yeah, I don't know exactly, but between the sexes. Or both sexes is an accurate description. So you're both right. Intersex is kind of what people, you know, when you were a kid, people called somebody hermaphrodite. It's somebody that's born with either ambiguous genitalia or genitalia of both sexes, or maybe just inside of their body, not externally. It's like, there's a lot of different ways that somebody can be intersex, but it's like a lot more people than people are aware of. Because somebody can live their entire life without even blinking, and then they can go in for like some kind of surgery and they discover they have a freaking ovary. You know what I mean? So it's a lot more people than are aware, but that's what it is, intersex.
Okay.
All right, let's see what Twitter said.
Got it.
Twitter, do you have any ideas for me? Oh, what about passing?
That means
Dying.
that you well, it's to me it's not a nice term. Like I don't think that's a nice thing to say, that you pass as a gender that you are, right?
Yes.
Right.
Is that the meaning then?
Yeah. So when somebody, it's not a term that
But
it's
it
not an
doesn't
offensive
sound
word.
nice.
It's not an offensive thing to say, but it's an idea that I think is destructive because it's something that we like. So like a transgender person that passes, other people do not perceive as trans at first glance. They blend in.
Right.
And the reason this is something that I don't like is because it encourages trans people to chase extremely unrealistic standards of attractiveness that cis people aren't held to. And there's lots of cis women, for example, that are not held to the same standard that I am being held to be like, are you a real woman? You know what I mean? So that's why I don't like it.
I don't like it.
In a way, a lot of trans people see passing as a way to be safer, because if they blend in, nobody's going to attack them on them being trans.
Yeah.
But I think what would be a better thing to do long term would be to eradicate that concept. But in short term safety things, it is good, you know?
Is there an EQAO for that?
Like a measurement? No. A binder.
I know what that is.
What is it?
It's a trans male would use it to bind their breasts flat.
What do you think?
Something to hold paper.
Very good. No, yeah, she's right. That was a
Okay.
joke. It's fine.
Okay.
A lot of people used to use bandages, like ace bandages, to wrap their chest, but it's very harmful. So binders basically compress the breast to be flat.
And it doesn't hurt?
It might be uncomfortable, and if you wear it too much, it can really fuck up your muscles.
Like about
Because then your muscles don't support your body. This binder does. So if you wear it like overnight, like your whole for years, and you don't take it off, you will have extremely weak muscles. You lift something, you could tear muscles in your body. So it's a bit dangerous. But
About
it's
40 years ago, they used to, if a baby was born with a belly button that stuck
They would
out,
bind it?
they would bind it.
Yeah, a lot of cultures still all over the world use binding for all kinds of things. Foot binding is a thing, neck binding. But usually it's more if they're using it for like formative
Right.
tissue. But for full-grown breasts, just to compress.
I'm not doing so well.
You're doing okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's not. These
I'm not
terminology.
scoring high.
Is there a scoreboard? I wasn't aware.
No.
Maybe there will be a scoreboard. NB. This one is maybe a
Newborn?
little bit more out of the box for you guys. No.
You balance?
Non-binary.
Hmm.
Is it?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you think non-binary means?
Neither.
Yeah, fair. So the gender binary is like, there's one or the other, male or female, right? So non-binary means
Neither.
you don't fit that. Yeah, exactly. So that's okay. You guys are pretty good for that one. And then binary, of course. Oh, is that like sizzling?
Well, that's my score. It was
Oh, one tally.
1.
Very nice.
Well, of course I didn't get that right, did I?
It's okay.
I just answered. I just
We're a
commented
team.
on it.
We're a team.
A chaser.
Well, that's someone who.
Let's let Dad guess.
Oh, sorry.
Is that
I have no idea.
No?
No clue.
Have you heard the term Chubby Chaser?
Okay.
You know what that is?
Oh, so it'd be someone who is interested in a trans man
Female or
or
male.
woman.
Yeah. It's usually not
Like
so
not
great.
interested, I guess.
Usually it's
wanting
like-
a relationship.
I don't like that. Yeah.
You're right, basically, is that they're extremely interested in just trans people, or including maybe trans people. But,
But not for the right reason.
right, usually it's because they find them physically attractive, but they don't actually respect them as people. They're just
Oh.
like, oh, this is a kinky
They
thing,
just-
like you're such an
you're a
interesting
kink.
object.
You're
Right.
somebody's kink.
So usually, yeah, it's
So
not
you-
very nice.
No.
Right. So
But they don't pursue it that way.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, that's a chaser. You guys know what cis is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it stands for.
So cis is a prefix.
Okay.
It's Latin. Trans and cis are
Right.
opposites. Cis means on the same side of, trans means across. So that's a pretty easy one. I guess we should have started
I
there.
thought maybe it was an acronym.
No, a lot of people think it's comfortable in skin. I've seen a lot of people think that's what it means. It's not that. It is a prefix. Cisgender. It's been around since before English. Walking. This is another term that I'm not super happy about existing. A lot of trans women from previous generations, even one generation before me, will use the term a lot. It's related to passing.
So. Oh, okay.
So clocking.
So is that still a question?
Yeah, what is it?
Like, do they set themselves a timeline?
Oh, that's interesting. No, that nothing to do with time.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought, Claudia.
Yeah.
Counting how many people they convince.
Interesting. No. So, I mean, you know the convincing thing isn't really real. But,
Right.
yeah, I just want to confirm for the
You asked
viewers.
me to guess.
I know. He's just, that was, for lack of a better word, he knows, okay? Clocking is when somebody can tell that you're trans. But it's always usually framed in a violent context. Like you get clocked and somebody gets angry with you because you're really a man. You know what I mean? It's usually something very scary.
That's me.
Yeah.
We
You
don't
gotta
like.
drink.
We don't like that. Term.
Yeah. Drink to that.
I drank
because
all
it's
my
sad.
drink.
So did I, Ma.
Would you like some?
Twins. Okay.
The
Or you can
bottles
flirt.
were behind us.
Or you can flirt. This is difficult because there's not necessarily a real difference. It's more of a cultural difference. Do you know what transsexual is versus transgender?
That's kind of a hard one for me.
Basically, it's the same thing, but transsexual is an older word when we had a different understanding of what transness was. Transsexual implies there's something sexual about the experience, and it was used a lot when a lot of trans people, it was first becoming culturally a thing, like the 70s and 80s. In the Western culture, it was becoming somewhat acceptable to exist. It was used a lot as a word against people in court to imply there's some kind of sexual deviance or some kind of perversion. So that's why I don't like the word. A lot of people still use it. There's also a misconception that it means a trans person who gets surgeries to change their body, but that's just not accurate. A lot of people in the UK still use it for some reason. It's on all their medical forms, but it's just an outdated term that has negative connotations. So if somebody wants to use it, be my guest on themselves. Right, but for cis people, and generally a lot of the especially the younger trans population, trans or transgender is usually what we go for. Okay. Cool beans.
Got it.
Oh, do you guys know what two-spirit is?
I think that's somebody that maybe feels both genders. Like they feel, maybe they have some
It comes from a specific background. Do you know what background that might be?
native.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me read the description on here. I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate because I don't know much about two-spirit identity, but it's actually a fact though that Native American people or indigenous people to North Americas had trans people in their culture. They existed, they were fine, they were two-spirit, they were usually shamans or they usually had some kind of importance. They weren't always like that. There was a lot of variety, but when Europe came over, it kind of got eradicated with the rest of the culture. It wasn't a thing anymore because it was seen as terrible. Why would you
I
dress something
like
as a
that term. I think that's
It's a nice
very
term.
nice term.
Yeah. It's slightly different. Like the way that they perceived gender was different because it wasn't with all this European layering of like roles and stuff. But it was cool that existed, and it did exist in almost every culture before all the shit happened. You know what I mean? So the description here, a contemporary term that refers to the historical and current First Nations people whose individual spirits were a blend of male and female spirits. The term has been reclaimed by some in Native American LGBT communities in order to
Nice.
honor their heritage and provide an alternative to the Western labels of gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender.
I like that.
That's actually a pretty good description, I think.
Yeah.
If anybody has another, like if any Native American people have more information that they want to share or clarify anything, they're more than welcome to do that in the comments. This is going to be the last one, and it's something that kind of irritates me, but I think you guys understand it. You know the difference between a trans person and a drag queen?
I have learned that.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want
Am
to?
I supposed
It's
to
one
answer?
for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
Basically, it's not a lifestyle. It's an entertainment.
Yeah, it's a job.
Yeah.
It's like a way to entertain people.
Not lifestyle.
No, it's not like real though. It's a costume.
Right. It's make believe. It's
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah, you're good. Don't worry.
Entertainment.
Yeah, it is. It's entertainment. It's a costume. Some people use it as a way to explore their gender, and it becomes a catalyst for other things. But most often, drag queens and trans people 100% separate. There's no real correlation. It's like drag queens. It's like trans people and accountants. They
So-
can correlate, but they don't always.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does it bother trans people that there are drag queens or no?
Some trans people, yes. I don't get bothered because there's a historical context that needs to be understood. Because at one point, drag queens and trans people were perceived as the same,
I
and we were
thought
all
that
considered queer.
originally, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
but at the same way, though, we didn't have as strong of an understanding as the differences. So anybody that dressed differently or anything, it was all kind of under a whole umbrella of queer,
Right.
and it existed and it was fine. And that was like 1930s, and then 1940s came, World War II, Nazism, Hitler, and queerness was eradicated. In Germany, it was very flourishing. It was a huge community. It was like Canada or the United States right now. But after World War II, that got all fucked up, and it didn't resurge until like the 80s, and then Stonewall happened. You know what Stonewall is?
What is Stonewall
Kind of,
Jackson? I've heard that.
It's a historical event. Do you know
Is
what
it
happened?
Not really.
Was it a raid on a gay community?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
So Stonewall is a bar in New York City.
Okay.
Police
guess that.
were raiding
Right.
gay spaces to arrest people
For being gay.
for being LGBT.
Yeah.
And it was at this event that somebody was sick of it, and they threw a brick at the police. And that was Marsha P. Johnson, who was a trans woman, a black trans woman, she was incredible. She threw the first brick at this event, and it started a series of protests and of backlash towards the police. Literally fights in the streets, barrel burning, shit like that, because we were being hunted down and arrested for being existing.
Right.
So that's what Stonewall was. It was like a turning point in North America for trans people and queer people and gay people of all kinds. But a trans woman threw the first brick, and nobody wants to accept that.
So, do you know what the term Stonewall Jackson means?
No, I presume it's a reference to the bar because it's a New York bar.
Maybe.
I don't know. Is that
I've
from a
always
song?
heard it.
Stonewall
I
Jackson.
think it's an older.
I've
look
always
that up.
heard that term, and I don't know what it. I really don't
If I had
know.
to guess what Stonewall meant, it's like stalling. Like
Stonewall Jackson is a general. He's a military guy. Thomas Jonathan Stonewall Jackson. Stonewall was his nickname. Was a Confederate general during the American Civil War.
Why do I know that name?
Why would they name a queer bar after a Confederate general?
No, the
don't
bar was called just no. The bar
It was because it was a Stonewall.
I don't know.
But Stonewall Jackson was definitely a Civil War guy.
I don't know why that name stuck in my
I thought
head.
stonewalling was like
I think-
stalling, like
Yeah, stopping.
putting up
Yeah.
obstacles from something.
Stonewall,
Yeah.
verb.
Yeah, it is to stall or stop or
Delay or block.
Yeah.
By refusing to answer questions or by giving evasive replies, especially in politics. Interesting.
So
So they named
this-
the bar Stonewall because they were not answering that they were
Right.
queer. They
They-
were like, this is our space, leave us alone.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
yeah.
And the general probably.
I don't know why that
Politics or
stuck in my
something.
head.
Yeah, he
it
was.
must be something that
That's
I
interesting.
read or
Well, we got a anthropology something or other. Can you see the dog? Yeah, you can. She's eating us. All right, I think we've answered enough terms for today. How do you guys feel? Do you feel like you learned anything?
I'm exhausted.
Yes, I know. That's okay. We're gonna eat some food.
we can all.
Did you learn anything though, guys?
I think so. Yeah.
You don't have to retain the information. I just want to know if there's new information.
Clocking and.
Yeah, there's some words now. I'll
We
know.
learned about Stonewall. Who threw the first brick?
Johnson.
Marsha P. Johnson.
Yeah. Well,
And she was what?
Marsha.
She was a trans female.
Yes, a black trans woman.
Oh, black.
They've
Okay,
always been
black
on the front
trans
lines.
woman.
That's
Okay.
important because nobody
I
seems to give
didn't
them the
hear
credit
that.
they deserve.
You're right.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Just like how Janet Mock and Laverne Cox were around well before Caitlyn Jenner came around. You know what I mean? Always the first
But
ones.
Laverne
always.
Cox was the first one I knew.
I know. Yes. But anyway, we're done here. We're done here. It was fun hanging out with you. Do you guys want to say anything to the audience? Just even like bye, peace
Bye-bye,
out.
friends.
Bye bye. Peace out.
Yeah, he copied me.
Sure.
Okay, bye.
Bye, friends.
Love you so much.